up, everybody? Welcome to the Inland Sports Show. My name is Pep Fernandez. It's Wednesday night. We've got a ton of high school football coming your way. This could be the show to end all shows. It's a great show. We've got some big-time head football coaches joining us a little bit later. Aric Galliano from San Jacinto, Tommy Leach from Roosevelt, Billy Cardosi from Kaiser. So we're going to really break down week 0 and also look ahead to week 1. It will be tomorrow night. We got a handful of games on Thursday night, big-time games on Friday night, and actually even a couple on Saturday as well. Big shout-out to our director, Johnny Nunez, here at Teen Vision TV 16. Yes, we were back in the studio last Wednesday. Had some car issues. I lost my key to my car. I don't know where it's at. It's somewhere in the Murrieta area. So if you find it, let me know. But my key is gone. I had to rush home, do the show from my living room. But we're back, and we're very honored to be back here at Teen Vision TV 16. So again, we got some great guests a little bit later in the show as we look at week 1 of the high school football season. And if there was a hot button issue that we put out there on social media this past week, it was our Boost Performance Training preseason top 25 football rankings. So we took all the teams in the inland sports coverage area and we ranked our top 25 teams. And this is something we're going to do each and every week throughout the football season, because if it's good enough for college football to have a top 25, well, it's good enough for the Inland Sports Show. So we're going to do a top 25 in the Inland Sports Show coverage area each and every week. And this past week, our preseason rankings, it went off on social media. You guys loved it. It was controversial, got you guys talking, and so we're going to do it each and every week. So without further ado, Johnny, you know what to do. Let's take a look at our Boost Performance Training top 25 poll for this week. Here's the cat out of the bag, man. There's not a lot of movement. After week 0, a couple teams making some moves in our rankings, but not everybody played. That's the caveat. So we still have Centennial at 1. Norco, listen, they're cemented at number 2 after that big win against Vista Murrieta last week. That was our Kin Sporting Goods must-see game last week. We got the Rancho Verde at number 4. They're going to take on Citrus Valley. That's going to be the game this Friday, as you're about to see. Murrieta Valley 5, Cajon, Chaparral. Chaparral did lose this past week, but they're still really, really good, and they lost to a very good team in Mission Hills. Heritage won in Andre Smith's debut as head coach. Temecula Valley rolled, and there's 11 through 25 on the right side of your screen. I'm not going to go through every single team, but know this: San Jacinto looked very good against Redlands East Valley. And the other team to keep an eye on, even though they have not played an official game, is Roosevelt. There's a lot of talk that Roosevelt's going to be very good this year. We have them at number 16, but again, they haven't played yet. So if Roosevelt comes out like gangbusters against Great Oak this Friday, watch Roosevelt, watch San Jacinto to make moves up the standings. And then you can see, again, 11 through 25. It's very difficult to rank these teams early on simply based on some teams have played, some teams have not, some teams have transfers who are not eligible yet. Again, we do have criteria, reputation, what they do last year, what they do in 2019. Is there a new head coach, returning players? We take that all into consideration. We put it into the Inland Sports supercomputer, and it spits out these rankings. So that's what we have right now. And you know what? I think it's pretty darn close. I think those rankings look pretty good as we go into week 1 of the high school football season. So those are the Boost Training top 25, and we will do it each and every week throughout the high school football season. So that's our Boost Training top 25. Now let's go to our Kin Sporting Goods must-see game this week. This is the granddaddy of them all this week in week 1. It's the Rancho Verde on the road at Citrus Valley. Lawrence Duncan, the new head coach of the Mustangs, will make his debut. Boy, it's a tough one right out of the gate. Going on the road to Redlands to take on Kurt Bruick and the Blackhawks. 2 of the top programs in the area. You just saw it in our top 25 rankings. But Rancho Verde and Citrus Valley doesn't get any better than that. We're going to have video highlights from this game that we will share on Inland Sports YouTube, Inland Sports Twitter, all those different places. So make sure you are following Inland Sports on all of our social media platforms because we will have coverage from that game on Friday night. So that's our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game because, again, that is the granddaddy of them all. That is the real battle for Middle Earth. That's going to be a great game. But let's take a look at some other games that are going to be big time this coming week. Let's take a look at some of our other Ken Sporting Goods Week 1 games that we're excited about. Temescal Canyon and Eisenhower. We got Cajon versus Kaiser, two of the top programs in all of San Bernardino County. Beaumont coming off a big win against Orange Vista. They'll go on the road to Murrieta Mesa. Centennial, they scrimmaged Mater Dei and Damien last week, but now the Huskies will get their first crack at a real game as they take on probably the #1 team from San Diego County, Cathedral Catholic. Vista Murrieta on the heels of that big win against Norco. They will take on Heritage coming up. Roosevelt and Great Oak. We mentioned Tommy Leach and the Mustangs seeing their first action of the season. And Temecula Valley taking on Elsinore. That's a rivalry game. And that's also a matchup of two teams coming off big wins in Week 0. So those are some other Week 1 games that we are keeping an eye on here on the Inland Sports Show. All right, back here live in the studio, we will take our first commercial break of the night. When we come back, we will be joined live by San Jacinto head football coach Aric Galliano on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.
What's going on, guys? This is Ray Bass from Boost Performance Training. You're watching the Inland Sports Show with the one and only Pep Fernandez.
The time is now. The Boost Training Center is open for business and ready to help all the athletes across the Inland Empire. Doesn't matter the age or the sport, if you go to Boost Training with Coach Ray Bass, they're going to make you bigger, faster, stronger. So if you're out there looking to train this offseason, talking about all you football players especially, check out boosttrainingsystems.com. That is the website. You can find a strength and speed class just for you this offseason so you can be even bigger, better, faster, stronger this upcoming season. Give them a call or text at 951-532-4904 to reserve your spot today. Strength and speed training at Boost Training System. And don't forget, enrollment is open right now for the Bass School. That's Boost Alternative School for student athletes. You can check out what they have to offer at boosttrainingsystems.com. That is the website once again, and you can enroll for the 2021-2022 school year. Again, this is not an online school. This is a private school specifically for 7th and 8th grade boys. Check it out today because space is limited. The #1 sporting goods store in the Inland Empire is Ken Sporting Goods in Norco. Whether you need new uniforms for the entire team, a Letterman's jacket, or new cleats for the upcoming season, check out Ken Sporting Goods. Plus, now you can order masks with your favorite team, school, business, and more. Order for your entire team or organization. Visit kensportinggoods.com for more information and for the latest on the big sales. Make sure to follow Ken Sporting Goods on Instagram and Twitter. So if you need team uniforms or sports gear, there's only one place to go in the Inland Empire. That's Ken Sporting Goods.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show. It's Wednesday night, talking some high school football here. Big shout out again to our director, Johnny Nunez, here at Teen Vision TV 16. We're really blowing it out, high school football in week 1, but we also got to look what happened in week 0 because some teams had some big wins out there. One of those teams, San Jacinto, beating Redlands East Valley on a Saturday night out there in the Jack. And that's where we go live right now. He's the head coach of the Tigers, and I just love saying, you know, welcome to the Jack. Like, there's no place I'd rather be. It's the Jack. Coach Aric Galliano, and Coach, that was a big win against Redlands East Valley. I know Rev was down a little bit the last season and a half, if you count the spring, but they always come ready to play. They had a new head coach. They had some playmakers. You can see they had some skill. So were you impressed by your team coming away with that big 48-21 win?
Yeah, you know, we made some big-time adjustments at halftime. You know, they did some things that we were unable to see on film. And they were ready to go for stuff that we were doing. And so when we came out, made those adjustments after halftime. The interception right before the half, I thought was a big point of a turning point in the game. You know, and the small adjustments that we made at halftime, the kids came out and executed.
Yeah, that was a turning point. Instead of Rev having a lead going into the locker room, you guys get the pick 6. That momentum transitioned into the second half, and you guys ran away with a big win at home. And I'm hoping it built some confidence because you guys have another huge game on Saturday night as you take on San Clemente, who, you know, if you're a casual football fan, San Clemente is always one of the top teams in Orange County. Are you looking forward to this matchup?
Yeah, it's a good turning point, or not turning point, but a measuring point for us through the season, especially early on in the preseason, seeing where we're at and seeing how we can compete with one of the top teams in Orange County.
Well, Coach, you were originally scheduled to play Long Beach Wilson. Because of safety protocols, that did not happen, but you scrambled and found another game. You know, I feel like not just San Jacinto, but a lot of programs out there, you're going to have other teams and schools on speed dial, you know, I think throughout this season to maybe reschedule. How quickly did this come together? And, you know, we were talking off air. You said it's about the kids, you know. You want these kids to not miss out on a week of playing a real game, and you found a taker. You found San Clemente.
Yeah, our biggest thing is making sure that they're ready to go. Being able to play and making sure they get out there is the most important, because we're treating every game as our last, because you don't know with all the COVID protocols if you're going to get another game or push it back to your bye week. I saw that they were looking for a game on Twitter, and you know they got in contact with me as soon as I posted something, and we worked through some things, and you know we're able to come to agreement, and you know they're coming out to San Jacinto, coming out to the Jack, and hopefully we'll have a good turnout with the fans, and you know we put a good product out on the field.
As far as you know, is this the first time that San Clemente has come out to the Jack?
Yeah, I believe so. One of my coaches sent me there's a tweet that they posted. They wrote an article in the Orange County Register, and you know somebody commented on who's that? Who's San Jacinto? And so it's something good for us. You know, in order for us to I think a measuring stick to see how we're going to do and where we can go in the playoffs, and just getting through this season and do the best that we can as possible.
You're telling me that they don't know about the Jack? How do they not know about the Jack?
Know about the Jack. We're the hidden gem in Riverside County.
Listen, I'm going to take your highlights against Redlands East Valley, and I'm going to tweet the OC Register and be like, "This is the Jack." Now you know.
This is the Jack.
Although San Clemente will be obviously a tough challenge for you guys come Saturday night. But what did you guys do well against Rev that again gives you a little bit of confidence, some optimism going into this big time battle with San Clemente on Saturday night?
Being able to run the football, that's since I became the head football coach here, is being able to run the football is key to, in my opinion, in order for a team to be successful. I think we ran for like 270 yards. We had multiple people touch it. We just didn't have one guy do it. So spreading the ball around and being able to run the football. We did it during our scrimmage against La Habra, being able to run the football. And so that's what we're kind of leaning our hat on, is being able to run the football against whatever front that comes out against us. That's going to open up everything else for us.
Yeah, Coach, I noticed that too. You had a lot of different guys involved as we look at some highlights here. And I do want to point out a couple of them. Your running back, David Myers, I think he's listed at like 5'6", maybe with cleats on. But, man, that guy runs so hard. Can you talk about what he means to your team in that running game?
He's huge. He came up with us as a freshman. He's a junior now, but he played for us a little bit as a freshman. We saw some flashes of him as a freshman. And then last year, sophomore year, the cut short season, he ended up being our offensive player of the year in the Mountain Pass. We're expecting big things from him. He works his butt off in the weight room, constantly training, trying to get faster. That's the one position we keep telling him. If you have the grades, that's the one position where size, an undersized guy can get a look. And, he's done a great job. He's explosive, great vision. He makes this thing go. And then the guys behind him, so it's not just one. He had 8 carries for 140, but we wouldn't be able to do that if he didn't have the other guys behind him. So we're a big committee and, trying to get multiple guys the ball because we feel we have, a couple playmakers that need to touch the football.
Now, you got a bunch of playmakers out there in the Jack. And, Coach, Kajaya Holloway was an awesome quarterback, and it looks like you got a pretty good one this year, too. And if I'm getting his name wrong, please correct me, but Darian Dortch, did I get that?
Yes.
So
Yep.
He's been a big addition to your program. He was exciting to watch on Saturday night. What do you think makes him a special elite quarterback?
He has a very quick release. He does a great job of understanding the defenses and what they're trying to do secondary-wise and where we're trying to attack. So just learning the knowledge of what we're trying to do and letting him play. Our philosophy is trying to keep things as simple as possible and let those kids go out and play fast. If we try to complicate it and they start to think, that's when they start to slow down. So us trying to do, least amount as possible and get good at what we do is letting those guys succeed and play as best as they can.
Coach, I don't know if you saw it, but in the highlights that we were playing as we were, doing this interview, they have the championship belt that you have on the sidelines. And I think it's for an offensive player, but who does it go to? How do you earn the championship belt that you have on the sideline?
So we have 2 of them. We have a turnover belt for guys on defense that create turnovers. And then we have a big play belt for the offensive guys for anything over 30 yards. Those guys get a big play belt and get a picture and post it all over social media and pump them up. And the kids get excited running off the field because they know they're coming over to get the belt. And, they do a great job. They love those little things to get them fired up to play hard.
No, it was awesome. That was awesome to see on the sideline. They were all fired up to get that championship belt. And, Coach, I wanted to ask you, too, like right before kickoff, I'm wandering the sidelines and minding my own business when I hear, hey, Pep, and I look over. It was Rich Lunsford, my guy from Arlington and Redlands East Valley. And, again, for him going up against the Wildcats, I didn't even know he was on your staff. But how did you get Lunsford out there? Because he's a great addition as well on the coaching staff.
Yeah. Great addition. He's been a welcome addition to the staff, brings a wealth of knowledge, has been a head coach before. So, we're able to sit and talk and go over things that he's done in the past, stuff that he likes and things that we can change, and just being able to bounce ideas off of him and have another head coach on the staff is huge. So when they decided to make a change over there, I reached out to him and, he was weighing his options of what to do. And, I think I got him over here and showed them what we have here and, the kids that we got and the facilities and, just our overall record. We played against each other when we were at Arlington or when he was at Arlington. So we played against each other there. And so just getting to know him from there, he was a very welcomed addition to our staff with as far as his knowledge.
All right, Coach, finally, without giving away all your secrets, because I'm sure San Clemente and the OC Register, everybody's watching the show right now. What do you think are the keys to the game Saturday night?
We got to control the football. It's ultimately being able to run the football. They're fast on defense. They swarm, knowing who we're supposed to be blocking, and execute. Defensively, we got to make sure we align to the stuff that they're doing, and cause some pressure for that quarterback. The quarterback slings it around really well. The running back is, explosive. So we got to do, the basic stuff of, running the football and stopping the run is our big thing. And, if we can do that, I think we're going to be in a football game.
Well, if you're looking for plans on a Saturday night, the Jack will welcome you with open arms. It's a big-time battle against San Clemente, San Jacinto, and San Clemente going head-to-head. Coach Galliano, I always appreciate the time. Thank you for being so nice and gracious with your time for the Inland Sports Show. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you, Pep. Everything you guys do for high school sports out here in the Inland Empire is awesome. The support that you give to every program, I think it's top-notch compared to everywhere else. and it's more than my pleasure coming on and supporting high school football and representing San Jacinto.
Well, I appreciate it because I know you're a busy guy. Like, you guys literally just finished practice. I think you ran into your office at school and
Yep.
hopped on the show. So I appreciate it, man. I know it's a crazy time of the year, scrambling to get games, get your team ready, all those sorts of things. So I do appreciate it.
Thank you, Pep. I appreciate it, and go Tigers.
Yes, sir. That is Coach Galliano from San Jacinto talking about their big matchup come up on Saturday night. We'll take another quick commercial break here on the Inland Sports Show. Right around the corner, we got Tommy Leach from Roosevelt. We got Billy Cardosi from Kaiser High School. Still to come here on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.
This is Alexander Madison. You're watching the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports. Calling all athletes. Make sure you're at your very best by training at Boost Performance Training in Corona. Whether you're a football player, soccer player, baseball player, lacrosse, athletes from all sports and all levels train at Boost Performance Training. Led by former Centennial High School football star Ray Bass, you'll develop explosive power, become faster, and add that lean muscle. Don't be left behind and get a leg up on the competition at Boost Performance Training. Visit boosttrainingsystems.com for information on their training programs and also on the Bass School. That's the Bass Alternative School for student athletes. Trying to earn a scholarship? Maybe make the varsity team. Get a spot in the starting lineup? Well, let Boost Performance Training help achieve your athletic goals.
I would say the one thing that we stress more than anything else is service to our customer. Make sure that they're taking care of whatever you can do to make sure that that order gets to them on time and it's the right quality and what they want. I've been that way since 1976. That was my goal, to reach out to local sports programs, and it's grown from there, and we've been very, very fortunate. My grandson is right over here. He's working for us, and he's going to college right now, and that's exactly what my son did 20-some years ago, and it keeps on going, you know. Customers that come in the store that it's amazing. People that I haven't been here since I was a little kid, and I used to come in here all the time, and then now I'm bringing my son in here, or a grandpa that's bringing his grandson in here that came in here when we first opened back in '76. We just feel so fortunate to have been a part of this community and this Inland Empire for going into our 44th year now, and it's just been a blessing.
As we cut down to that 53-man roster for the NFL regular season, you know, all these teams have to make cuts, but here's some good news. We've got some guys trying to make some NFL teams from our local Inland Empire area, and they had some great weekends. Just a quick shout out here for J.J. Taylor, Centennial High School running back with the New England Patriots. He had a huge game, including a touchdown. We had Javon McKinley, 40. He's another Centennial guy. He's a receiver for the Detroit Lions. He caught his first NFL touchdown. And then Troy Dye, who's a linebacker out of Norco High School, he had a pick six for the Minnesota Vikings. So our IE guys making their case to be on that 53-man roster when the season begins for the regular season for the NFL. They had great weekends, but help is on the way for the Dodgers. I know they're playing well. Again, they had a 9-game win streak going. But Joe Kelly, our guy from Corona High School from UC Riverside on a rehab assignment with the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. He pitched some on Friday. He pitched again last night out there in Rancho Cucamonga. So Joe Kelly, one of our Inland Empire guys, will soon be rejoining the Dodgers. Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. We're blowing it out here, high school football-wise. Week 1 coming up Thursday, Friday, even some Saturday night games. Joining us now on the show, live from Kaiser High School practice, head coach of your Kaiser Cats, and one of our dear, dear friends, Billy Cardosi. And Coach, you said, hey, I lost track of time. I'm out here yelling at the kids and coaching them up and getting ready for Cajon. Are you having a ball out there? You got a big smile on your face. Looks like you're having some fun.
Yeah, I am. I'm back out here in my element with our guys. We're out here together again, our coaching staff. We have the best coaching staff around, in my opinion, and it's great to be out here. I'm excited that we get to play on a Friday night. We didn't play on a Friday night in the spring, during that goofy shutdown rules where everybody wanted to pretend like, it was the worst thing in the world and we couldn't play at night, and we had to play on Saturday afternoon. So I'm really excited. We got night practice going. We got night game against really good opponents, so I'm pretty fired up.
I can tell, Coach, man, you're enjoying it. And listen, I know famously it's been said you play to win the game, but obviously just being out there with your coaches and knowing that you're going to be under the lights on a Friday night like normal, that's got to feel good.
It's got to feel real good. I'm looking forward to the band being there, the fans in the stands, the kids in the stands. I'm not going to hold, no holds barred here. Everybody should be in the stands, no mask, yelling, screaming. That's how it should be. It's time. And anybody doesn't think the same thing, I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. But that's how it should be. We should be back to normal. And kids should be having fun, should be eating hot dogs, drinking sodas, screaming, yelling, having fun, nobody muzzled, just having a good time.
That's what high school football is all about, having a good time, seeing your friends under the lights, and hopefully come out with a W at the end of the night. Coach, you're playing Cajon. Yeah, the Cowboys are good again.
Again, they're always good. They got the pipeline there. We were watching last time they came here, we were watching Heisman Trophy candidate JT Daniels pick us apart and just tear us apart. So, we've watched a lot of film and we know that they're better than us, and we got our work cut out for us because they are.
And Coach, also to their advantage, they have one game under their belt, so they kind of, knock off the rust a little bit. This will be your first game of the season. So, this is kind of your maiden voyage this year.
Yeah, it is. And we're super young. We got a lot of sophomores starting. There's a lot of youth out here, but you know what? It's fun. It's fun. You got to, when you got to coach people and, coach up kids that believe in your program, that are here and believe in the winning culture of we, not me. You don't make promises and phony statements and make phony promises to kids that you can't keep. And so we don't do that here. And we just have neighborhood Fontana kids that are ready to roll. Their dads might have played here, or, their dads might have went here, and they said, you know what, we know that at Kaiser, they're going to coach you hard and love you hard. And, we're just going to try to build off that culture. Even though we're young and probably take our lumps this year, it is what it is.
Coach, you mentioned the spring. I know it was wacky, and some teams were really good who normally aren't good, and some teams were bad who normally weren't bad. It was just kind of all weird. But did you find some value in it in terms of just maybe, like you said, your younger guys getting experience that they could bring, build for this fall?
Yeah, there was some value in that aspect. A lot of it was I really wanted the seniors to get a chance to play. Those seniors last year were freshmen, my first year as the head coach. And I really wanted to see them finish and have a chance to play, even though they only got 3 phony little games. It was special for them, but it did give us an opportunity to get some of these sophomores that are going to have to play this year some experience. Even though, I was basically the COVID police in the spring and didn't really coach anything. So, it kind of was frustrating for me. I'm back coaching again and feeling like normal a little bit for me, but I'm a little different than everybody else. I'm not scared to live. So I'm out here having a good time, and I'm blessed to have a beautiful wife and baby daughter at home, and just having a good time trying to coach these kids, love them up, coach them up, and get ready to go.
Well, Coach, it all starts with Cajon on Friday night. But I did want to ask you, because when we think of like the elite high school football players in the Inland Empire, you've had some really good ones come through the Kaiser program the last couple of years. Tyler Algier, Christian Hunter.
Heisman Trophy candidate.
Yeah, exactly. You had Trey Tribble last couple of years. Yep.
Christian Hunter.
Yeah, Christian Hunter. I know you have some young guys on this squad, but do a little name dropping. Who are some guys that we should keep an eye on this year for the Cats?
Our senior running back, Donovan Price, has waited his turn. I got to start with him, be loyal to him. He's a senior. But we have 2 sophomores that I think are going to be outstanding. Jonathan Marshall Jr. and then Kyle Tyler. You're going to hear a lot about that kid. That kid's going to be, he's got a bright future. And then we even have a legacy kind of kid. His dad was the Division VIII Defensive Player of the Year in 2003, Bernard Afutiti. Zach Afutiti, his son, as a sophomore, is going to start for us too. So, Marshall, Kyle, and Afutiti, those are 3 sophomores you're going to hear about for a few years here at Kaiser.
And Coach, I also wanted to ask you about the Arrowhead Athletic Conference. Now, I might have this wrong, but when I was looking at the leagues, you're in the Sunkiss League, but is it just you and San G and Carter? Is it only 3 schools, or do I have that wrong?
No. It's whoever the strongest mouth AD in the room makes the league. So this year it's Harupa Hills, Kaiser, Sanji, and Carter, those 4 teams. So it's kind of like, politics at its best. So whoever gets in there and kind of says, oh yeah, we're the best and these guys are good to be with us. We're the top league. And then the second tier league is the San Andreas League. That's Summit, Colton, Ike, and who am I forgetting?
Summit, Ike, and Rim of the World, Bloomington.
Grand Terrace. How can I forget Grand Terrace? And Grand Terrace. So that's the San Andreas League. So basically what happens is it's a big politician meeting where all the ADs get together and they pretend like they're being equitable and they just say, you 5 are the bottom league, you 4 are the middle league, you 4 are the top league. I don't like it. I'm sorry, I don't like it. Just put 6 teams in the league and call it a day. Every league, every sport is different. I just don't get it. It's not for me, but I don't make those decisions. Our schedule is our schedule, and like Mike Tomlin says, the standard is the standard. So here we are.
Are you a Steelers guy, Pittsburgh Steelers guy?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
If there was a guy, And Coach, I love just shooting the breeze with you. If there was an NFL coach and you looked at him and you're like, I like his style, because Mike Tomlin's going to be a lot different than, let's say, Bill Belichick. Who's a guy in the NFL that you look at, a head coach, and you're like, I like his style. I like the way he runs that club.
I don't really watch a lot of the NFL. I only watch the Steelers, so I can only really speak on Mike Tomlin, and Bill Belichick. His legacy speaks for himself. So, and I like the Arenas guy because he was with the Steelers for a while. I really like him because all his coaches get together after the game like us, and it's like a mandatory thing, like with us. After you're yelling at each other all week, coaching your what's off, it's always good to get together with your families and relax and have a meal together and bring your families and just relax. And that's why I really like Bruce Arenas. I like him a lot.
Well, Coach, I can tell you're fired up. You got Cajon on Friday. It feels good to be back on a Friday night. Like you said, your league was a Saturday morning league this past spring.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
I didn't like getting up here early either. I didn't like it either, but we did it.
I mean, it's like JV football. That's how it felt like.
Coach, I appreciate it. I'm going to let you get back to work. Big one against the Cowboys on Friday night. But, hey, you're one of our favorites.
Thank you. They're a very good program, and we're going to need a lot of luck. So thank you.
That is the great Billy Cardosi here on the Inland Sports.
Take care, Pep.
Thank you, Coach. You can bounce. I know you got to get back to work. We're going to continue the show. That is the great Billy Cardosi live from Kaiser High School, trying to get the Cats ready for Cajon High School on Friday night. That's one of those big games that we're keeping an eye on in Week 1. And again, Cajon coming off a huge win against Carter High School in Week 0, and Kaiser did not have their first game of the season in Week 0, so it's Friday night in Week 1 will be their first time out. So again, that's why we mentioned that Cajon had a chance to kick off the rust a little bit against Carter, but for Kaiser, they're going out for the very first time in a real game, again with a very young squad out there for the Kaiser Cats. But we always appreciate Billy Cardosi here on the show. He loves those kids so much. He coaches them up hard, and that's a great program. That's one of the elite programs here in the Inland Empire, what they've been able to do, especially in the last 4 years under Coach Cardosi. We're going to take another commercial break here on the Inland Sports Show. When we come back, we will take you out to the land of the Big 8. He is the head football coach for the Roosevelt Mustangs, Tommy Leach. Like Kaiser High School, Roosevelt did not have a game in Week 0. It was called off, so they will see their first action of the season this Friday night as they will take on Great Oak. And if we time it just right, I think we'll be live at practice or just after Roosevelt practice with the great Tommy Leach. He's coming up next on the Inland Sports Show.
96.7 KCal Rocks. What's up? It's Patrick and 40. Hey, man, you're watching the Inland Sports Show right here. Make sure you check out Pep, man. It's Inland Sports with Pep, but he's on every Monday and Thursday morning with Sports with Pep, man. You guys rock.
Hey guys, it's Pep Fernandez from the #1 sports show in the Inland Empire, the Inland Sports Show. I wanted to let you know about the Bass School. That stands for the Boost Alternative School for Student Athletes. All of us are trying to find a way to get ahead in the classroom and in athletics. If you're a parent, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Wanting to give your son the best opportunity to succeed. Bass is an all-boys private middle school servicing 7th and 8th grade student athletes. They've got unique, customized curriculum for student athletes, individualized nutrition and athletic development, plus rigorous academic development with small class sizes. This is not an online homeschool. This is a private school for students who are serious about their grades and serious about their sports. Bass School enrollment for the 2021-2022 school year begins in January, so don't wait. Lock up your spot today. Visit boosttrainingsystems.com for more information. The #1 sporting goods store in the Inland Empire is Ken's Sporting Goods in Norco. Whether you need new uniforms for the entire team, a Letterman's jacket, or new cleats for the upcoming season, check out Ken's Sporting Goods. Plus, now you can order masks with your favorite team, school, business, and more. Order for your entire team or organization. Visit kensportinggoods.com for more information and for the latest on the big sales. Make sure to follow Ken's Sporting Goods on Instagram and Twitter. So if you need team uniforms or sports gear, there's only one place to go in the Inland Empire. That's Ken's Sporting Goods. We are the IE. We work hard. In fact, that's the way we like it. We wake up early, we stay up late to get the job done right. That blue-collar, hard-working mentality is the same reason we have so many successful teams and coaches and athletes in the Inland Empire. We never give up. We are a resilient bunch in the IE. Everything we have, we've earned. No excuses. It's this determined attitude is what powers our small businesses, and that's how championships are won. The Inland Sports Team is looking to team up with other like-minded small businesses in the IE. Together, we can grow. We can be bigger and better. If it was easy, everyone would do it, but we're not looking for easy, just looking for an opportunity. Joining the Inland Sports Team could be the opportunity that you've been looking for.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. You know, we really love these live interviews when we go on campus with some of these high school football programs. And we've got another one right now. He's one of our favorites as well. He is the great Tommy Leach at Roosevelt High School, head coach of the Mustangs. Join us live and amplified right now. And Coach Leach, first off, I know you're just wrapping up practice. How'd the Mustangs look tonight?
We look really good. We're missing one kid because of contact tracing from COVID, our big left tackle, 6'7", 330. But no, we look good. We're so underrated, which is fine. But I'm telling you, we got a great team.
Wait, hold on. I think you just said a 6'7", 330 left tackle. Are we talking, that's like an NFL size left tackle?
Oh, yeah. He's a beast with great grades. Awesome kid, Nick Cabrera. You know, I mean, just watching him grow and develop, turn into a dominant lineman. You know, if it wasn't a COVID year, he'd be probably a national recruit right now, but nobody really could see him. And we try to get him out there to some camps and stuff like that. So he's got a lot of interest. We'll see what happens, but he's definitely Division I, big-time guy. Sorry about my hand.
No, that's all right. It's all right. Coach Leach, so let me ask you this. I know you've got some great talent on this team, great players, but we won't see you guys on the field for the first time until you go up against Great Oak on Friday. How excited, how anxious are you to see your guys put it all together and see them take the field in a real game?
Oh, no, I'm super excited. Excited for the players, the parents, for everything. You know, I know this year, you know, in some ways might be tougher than last year, but just super excited for the kids and, you know, selfishly for myself, too, because I've been waiting for this team for a long time. I said coming over here to Roosevelt, it'll take about 4 to 5 years. You know, obviously with Norco and Centennial, with the traditions and the deep roots they have, that it would take a while, but I think this is our year. I think we're going to be really, really good.
You know, Coach, you know, being really, really good and having those expectations that you set for yourself, you know, let's do a little name dropping. Who are some of the players that are going to help you get there? Who are some of the guys that we should watch for this year?
Well, you know, I don't like to single out, but I'm going to just single out our O-line. Joe Rizzuto, Calm Chow Rizzuto. We got big Nathan Gutierrez, Jaden Yepes, Abraham Estrada, our Dagnachu, Abraham Dagnachu, Jaden Yepes, Nick Cabrera. We got Brendan Wilson. I mean, we got a beastly O-line. And obviously our running backs, we have 2 returning all-league running backs, Jazz Fong and Jaquez Neal. Then we got a phenomenal running backs too behind them, or 2 phenomenal running backs behind them that are both juniors, Sir Warren and Micah Gooden. Our quarterback's coming back, which was kind of good, you know, because Xavier Ward left early last year, so he didn't get to play his senior year. But it helped us to develop a Julian Viramontes, so he got all 5 games in as a sophomore. And even though it probably hurt us last year, I thought we could compete against Norco and Centennial, especially with Centennial sitting out their guys. You know, so it kind of hurt us not having Xavier, but developing Julian was awesome for this year. And then on the defensive side, I mean, we're loaded, man. Gavin Hoffman, Chris Johnson, who's going to San Diego State, Juan Silas, Elijah Diaz, Joshua Davis, Jose Acevedo, Jared Bresler, Frankie Abreu. I probably say his name wrong. I've been saying it wrong for 4 years. He just corrected me last week, so I'm probably saying it wrong. But, we got dudes, and if I missed any, I'm telling you, I'm going off script. We got dudes. Awesome kicker. I don't see a weakness.
Coach,
can you hear me?
Yeah, no, we can hear you okay. Yeah, you're doing fine. I know you're just, coming off practice and we're going live at, on campus at Roosevelt after your practice. But let me ask you this. So, you've got some great players. You have those expectations. And like you said, it's like a 4 or 5 year plan to get the program where you want it to be. Do you think you're going to surprise some other people out there based on, how well this team might be able to be this year?
No, even after our first year, we had phenomenal talent. We've had phenomenal talent every year. It's just the right mindset. I mean, I'm telling you, like in this program, me coming in, you already know the deep-rooted, teams like Norco and Centennial. Nobody in Riverside County has deeper roots than those two schools. Nobody. And a tradition of winning. So when you come in here, you can't expect to take over or expect to do anything. It's funny about this team. Is like, when we lose to that team, it's almost like, oh, we get knocked down. Nobody else plays teams like us. Nobody else is going to compete with teams like us. And a lot of people just don't want to compete against us. But for me, our roots have been very superficial, and they've been that way in the past. So one loss that we take it on the chin. And it's almost like a step back. Whereas they can handle losses, it almost galvanizes their program. So we're getting to a point where that helps us. And if you look at our freshman team, we're 80 deep, and we could be about 110 deep, and we got loads of talent. Last year's talent on the sophomore level was the best talent Roosevelt's had. So just getting the community to believe in us and not jump and ship, because that's what happens. A lot of people like Alas, we're never going to beat, Centennial. And, it's almost like if you can't beat them, join them. So they take off. And there's loads of private schools that have Roosevelt talent there, partly because, before I got here, and even now, have I built the trust in the community to get them to want to come here? Have I built, trust with even other areas close to us that decide to go to Centennial? We want Roosevelt to be the school, be a school where people want to be at. And I think we're doing a better job with it. And I knew it wouldn't happen overnight. I'd be an idiot to think that with those two schools in the league and everything like that. But, this year, really looking forward to it. And I think we got the team and the talent and the mindset to compete.
Well, Coach, we're all looking forward to seeing you guys on the field. And I know, unfortunately, you didn't have that week 0 game, but you're going to get Great Oak this coming Friday night. We're excited to see the Mustangs in action. And again, thank you so much for always making time for us here on the Inland Sports Show. I know it's crazy time of the year, juggling COVID protocols and getting your team ready and all sorts of stuff. So thank you very much, Coach. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, no, I appreciate you guys, and I really don't like looking at myself. And, man, I look bad.
Come on, listen. I know you've got some young ones at home. You've got like another couple hundred kids at school on your football program that you're watching over. So I know you're a busy guy, probably not sleeping very much right now.
No, typically, go to bed at 11:30, wake up at 3:45. So it's a grind.
Oh my gosh! Here, take my coffee, Coach. You're gonna need this.
I double up. Believe me.
Well, that is the great Tommy Leach joining us here live on the show. Thank you, Coach. Good luck against Great Oak. I appreciate it.
All right, Pep. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yes, sir. That is Tommy Leach. And, Coach, you can bounce. You can take off. I know you need to get back to work out there, practice for the Roosevelt Mustangs. Thanks, Coach. That is the great Tommy Leach joining us here live on the show. I love these live interviews. Sometimes you never know what you're going to get. We got Tommy Leach right after practice, hunkered down, somewhere on campus. We got Billy Cardosi. It looked like he was at the top of the stands at Kaiser High School, top of the grandstands. So it's always a lot of fun. And then also we went out to the Jack. We had Coach Galliano live from the San Jacinto football office. So, man, it was a great show as we break down not only week 0, kind of look back on what happened, but also look ahead to week 1. And again, some big games coming up this week. If you want to watch or listen to some games, Claremont versus Norta Vista. That's a Thursday night game live on Riverside TV. We got Ramona versus King also on Riverside TV on Friday night. And if you want to listen to a game on 1490 AM, that is KMET with my guy Mitch McClellan. Beaumont football all season long as the Cougars are taking on this week Murrieta Mesa. So plenty of football this week if you want to check it out. Shout out to Johnny Nunez, our director here at Teen Vision TV 16. My name is Pep Fernandez. We appreciate you tuning in. And again, all season long, breaking down some big-time high school football. We will sprinkle in some of those other sports as we go out through the fall, because we will have high school volleyball. We got CBU and UCR starting up, U of R football, RCC football, SBVC football. So much going on right now, and we're going to squeeze it all in over the next several weeks and months. My name is Pep Fernandez. Stay safe out there. God bless you, and we will see you next Wednesday night on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.